Hi friends, good morning. Excited to share with you a short but powerful wake and shake morning practice. So I hope that you enjoy. And if you haven't done any shaking before, then I think it is a very effective and I hope that you enjoy experimenting with it. So let's actually start on our backs and start in constructive rest pose. So knees together, feet wide, arms wide, palms up. Taking a few clearing rounds of breath. So a big inhale, hold at the top. Open mouth, audible exhale. Twice more like this. Hold and let it go. Maybe stick the tongue out on the next one. In, hold, and out. Beautiful. Pull the knees into the chest, hug in, maybe take a little rock side to side. Continue steady breath in the body. You don't need to hold it anymore, just let it flow fluidly. And then we're gonna rock up and back. So you can take the hands behind the knees or you can keep them in front of the knees. But what we're gonna do is just rock back and forth, up and down the spine. You can make these really big or you can make them little. And the next one will roll all the way up, soles of the feet together, knees wide, and pour forward. Let the head hang. So the head, let it be heavy. It doesn't matter how far you come down, but release the head. There's so much weight there. And then can you sway side to side, maybe just a little bit. Find some fluidity. And notice where there's tension in the muscles. Maybe there's friction or tension in the breath. And that's all normal that it's there. We're just becoming aware of it. I can feel muscles on the sides of my spine and my low back really tight, the QL muscles. And slowly lifting up. Cross the ankles and we'll roll over the knees, or you can just slide the knees to the side. Tabletop position. Let's take some cat-cows. So soften the elbows. Heart pulls forward, hands and knees pull towards one another. Booty sticks up and back. And then exhale, press down through the hands, chin to chest. Tailbone points towards the back of the knees, really exaggerated here. And then move in between the two at your own pace. Getting some juiciness in the spine. And we're being guided by the breath. Let your breath initiate the movement. It's a powerful way to start the day with movement and breath. Tuck the toes. Press up and back to a really lazy, soft, downward facing dog. And pick up one leg and then float it back down. Wave up the other leg. Float it back down. Do that again. Just kind of introducing some movement. And then begin to walk the feet towards the hands. Spread the feet really wide. Grab opposite elbows and hang. You can also interlace the hands behind the neck. Sway side to side. See if you can put a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet than the heels. And then soften the knees. Release the hands like there's no bones there. And slowly press into the feet. And press into the feet so much that you begin to lift, but it's so slow. And wave the arms side to side like they're kind of creating a figure eight. And then feel into the muscles on the back, the low back, the backs of the legs. It's just a really nice like fascial opening. So we're just letting this hanging support the fascial system
just holding all the things together, just supporting some openness and some movement there. Very slowly, the spine, the vertebrae begins to stack. Still a little bit of sway side to side. Maybe take the hands to the hips and make a figure 8 with the hips. Imagining that the tailbone is like the center point and kind of leading the sway. And then see if you can reverse the figure 8. There's always one side that's easier than the other. And come into stillness. Bring the hands down by the side. Inhale, lift the arms up, grab the left wrist, and then the left foot steps off the right side of the mat, and we're just gonna get a big side body stretch in the left side body. So we're gonna try to kiss the right armpit towards the right hip, open up the left side. And then exhale, curtsy pose. The hips wave back, the fingers wave back like you could almost touch something, and the heart comes forward. And then bend both knees, press into the earth to lift up, left foot over by the right, come back to center, arms by the side. Find those figure 8s in the hips. Switch sides. And inhale, lift the arms up, grab the wrist, step off the left side of the mat. Same thing over here, big arc on the right side body. Creating space. Curtsy pose, bend the knees, wave the hips and the hands back as you reach the heart forward. Keep some buoyancy. And then press down through the feet, lift all the way back up, and exhale, hands come down. All right, we're gonna move into the shaking piece of it. So soften the knees. And just gonna kind of get soft in the whole body, like all the bones have gotten real gelatinous. And sometimes I like to imagine like there's like a little egg, one of those little egg shakers in my low belly, and I'm trying to get that to play. I'm trying to get it to make some noise. So we're gonna start real gentle. And really this is moving from the feet. So you pressing into the earth, pressing and kind of feeling that rebound effect is what's creating this movement. So it's just these tiny little presses into the earth. See if you can keep the palms open and the heart kind of lifted. A smile across the collarbone. And then soften all the joints, like if you could visualize kind of melting the knees, the elbows, at the wrists. Everything's kind of turned into butter a little bit. And then we're gonna add breath. Audible. That's one way. I'm kind of blowing it through my teeth, or you can out the mouth, maybe even with the tongue. Anything you want to do there. Now some options to make this bigger. You can flick the fingers. I like this because it kind of helps me have some intention of like clearing out. Maybe I bring to mind some things like do not need. Don't need any more of that. And kind of let it go. Whether it be something from the day before or something you've been hanging on to for a while that's really just not necessary. From here, if you would like to slow this down and make it more subtle, the smallest vibration that maybe isn't even perceptible to the outside eye, or you could get really big with it. So experiment what works for you. Some days I'm kind of thrashing and it feels like exactly what I need. And some days I'm holding hand to heart, hand to low belly, and it's a very subtle movement. This is where the exploration and the experimentation come in. Another option, you can take your fingers and you can tap. And you can tap bilaterally, so going from the left to the right, to the left to the right. This can really help to stimulate the vagus nerve. And it's bilateral as well, which is like moving onto different parts of the brain and the hemisphere and activating all of it. Bringing it online. And a few more rounds of breath. So either really getting it out and going for it, or beginning to wind down. So the gradual wind down. And bringing it to stillness. So I like hand on heart, hand on low belly, but you'll find what feels good to you. Keep the knees soft a little bit and firmly footed, sturdy, and notice how your body feels. As experiments go, is that you do the experiment, you explore, and then you observe. So here we're just observing. Notice the breath. Notice any emotions moving through the body. And can you notice anything maybe about your nervous system? Are you in touch with that at all? Do you feel calmer? Do you feel activated? It's different all the time. This isn't necessarily prescriptive. You may feel really energized and mobilized, or you might feel really like, super space, super content. I'm just noticing and befriending our system. One more inhale. Biggest sigh out yet. And there you go. So I hope that you enjoyed this practice. It's really nice to bring in some of these regulation techniques and nervous system techniques. If you're interested in that, I have a video here that is, over here, that is about the vagus nerve. So I start to talk about that, and I'll be talking more about that. I really go into detail in my program, Emerge, also the Mindfulish School teacher training. We have a whole section dedicated to nervous system regulation. So I hope that this supported you and that you can use it when you need it. And I will see you on your mat next time. If you like this video, be sure to hit like and subscribe. It really supports the channel.
I love to practice to music. So if you're looking for some new tunes to move to, check out a couple of the playlists that I made. One's a little bit spicier and got a little flair, and then one's slow and chill, so a couple different options. You can click right here or right here, and I'll send it right over to you. Enjoy.